This is Owen and Carter's final Harriet to Harlem project. We'll be discussing the role of music in Black literary traditions. So music has always been at the heart of the African American life, from the hard beginning days of slavery, the busy streets of today. African Americans have used the music to help them survive, fight back, and also tell their stories. Before the books, music was the way people shared history and their kind of dreams of freedom that they might have had then. When African American literature grew, music did not go away. When people, started making the books and, having the speeches, the music was still there as a part of it. It mixed right in, through spirituals, blues, jazz, and nowadays more hip hop. The rhythm, the dancing is also a part of it. In this short film that we'll be making today, we're going to look at how music and literature worked together from slavery times until now.
During slavery, enslaved Africans were not allowed to speak their own languages or play their drums or their own music. They had to turn to song, and spirituals were religious songs, and that mixed African beats with Christian stories. These type of songs and music, they gave comfort, and they had hidden secrets and messages inside of those songs that gave the slaves some hope. Follow the Drinking Gourd pointed the way north to freedom. Wade in the Water told people how to hide from dogs and patrols. Frederick Douglass said these songs showed the true feelings of enslaved people better than any speech. When slave stories like Harriet Jacobs' book came out, you could still hear the sound of spirituals in the words. Music gave early Black writing its strong emotion and repeating rhymes.
So after slavery ended, they went through all that, the hard times where, like Owen said here, they had to use music to communicate very simple things. They weren't able to, just communicate as we do today. They had to make songs to be able to pass down and communicate how to get somewhere, even, how to escape people that were coming for them. So again, very big music. So after slavery, it was still very hard for African Americans, to even have basic rights under the Jim Crow laws. This is when the blues music was born. Blues told the real stories of pain, love, and hard work. This is when they were starting to move north. Singers like Bessie Smith and Ma Rainey sang about everyday struggles in a very honest way, very straight up way. Writers started copying the blues styles to their books and poems. So again, the music starts to become books and poems, but the music is still there. They repeated these lines with simple language and personal feelings that they really felt. The blues helped authors write about, regular working African Americans with pride and truth. It made the literature feel like really connected to the community. You could feel like you're relating to these people in a way.
Yeah, just like Siebel said, like the music, it didn't go away, but it turned more into like poems and writings, less of music sung together. So yeah, like in the 1920s, Harlem Renaissance was a very, very special time for these people. Jazz music filled the clubs in Harlem. It was everything they knew. It was all around them. It surrounded them. It was exciting. It was very proudly, mainly African American people. They were very proud of this jazz music, as it was a big step of like showing off the type of people they were. Writers listened to this music and put the same energy into their work. Langston Hughes loved jazz music. He was all about it. His first book was called The Weary Blues. In the title poem, he copies the slow, sad rhythm of a piano player. He even read in his poems with jazz bands playing behind him. Ralph Ellison's novel Invisible Man opens with the main character listening to Louis Armstrong's song Black and Blue. The whole book feels like a jazz solo. It jumps, repeats ideas, layers voices, and shows how complex the African American life is. Zora Hurston added the Song of the Blues every day to her stories. She always mentioned how big music was a part of her life, making her characters feel alive. During this time, music did not just support the writing, it became a part of the writing and influenced them.
So Owen just talked about, the jazz. Again, we keep evolving from different types of music here. I am now going to talk about more of our modern time. More of me and Owen would know now. We don't know as much about the blues and the jazz, maybe a little bit, but we know a lot more about the hip hop, obviously, what's kind of almost been the music that's taken over the kind of music we listen to. I mean, I would say mainly, especially, amongst my peers, hip hop music is very, very, very popular. So again, the music, it kept shaping the black literature even after the Harlem Renaissance. In the civil rights movement, freedom songs gave strength to marchers and writers. Today, hip-hop continues that tradition. Rappers tell stories of where they might have grown up, the struggles they might have went through, with this and that, schooling, being in a single-parent household, having people that are coming after them all the time for no reason, really, just because they live in this kind of area, being robbed or robbing people, having to do certain things growing up just to, have some money to do some things. Again, telling the stories, just like the old spirituals and blues. Many modern young adult books about black teens use kind of the rap language, and we see more of the rap language, being used in everyday life. Not like as a bad thing or anything, that's how much this kind of stuff influences people. You see people, making songs for movements like Black Lives Matter. There's plenty of really big songs that went around during that time that everybody knows. And, it's just bringing more attention to these issues that, people were facing. And I think music is a great, great, great way to do that. All right, so we've heard a lot of different perspectives on how music has shaped African Americans throughout time, helped them in many, many different ways. And, it's helped other people realize, the struggles that they went through and that they are still going through to this day. From the fields of slavery to today's streets, music has been literature's best partner in African American culture. It gave a voice to the voiceless, rhythm to the stories, and hope to people. Music and words together have helped Black African Americans survive, resist, and celebrate their lives. This powerful connection will continue to inspire new writers and new songs. Thank you for watching.